my son is in Elgita.
Yes.
My baby daddy is dead and gone. And unless Atrians can, I don't know whether Atrians come back.
I was gonna ask that if they come back.
Well, you know what? There's so much we don't know about them as a race that I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know. My gosh, plants grow out of their dead bodies.
I know.
It's a form of reincarnation, I suppose, but I don't know if there are going to be relationships for her, because she really is focused on getting that child back.
Yeah.
And the way she's going to do that is by making sure that the integration program is successful. So she's really going to need Roman. Once we found out that Knox was my baby daddy, it certainly explained a lot about my relationship with Roman, because in the beginning, since the beginning, I've been really hard on him. I expect a lot more of him. I ride him harder. I'm really stern with him and not very loving, you know? And I don't know if that was because I was trying to hide. I didn't want to show that, because my gosh, if I look at Knox's son, I'm seeing Knox.
Yeah.
And I was in love with Knox. That wasn't a publicity thing that we did by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it was dangerous for both of us to be in a relationship with each other. It was probably dangerous for me to actually have a child physically, because we didn't know what was going to happen. And it's dangerous to have a child, period, that is half alien, half Atrian, half human. You don't know what's going to happen. So I obviously was in love with Knox. So I think my feelings for Roman are, I think it would be impossible for Gloria not to love him in some way. So I think she was so mean to him and so stern with him in the beginning so that she didn't show preferential treatment. I think it was her way of going, I have to make sure that nobody suspects anything. And also, I expect the most from him because he is Knox's son. I mean, Knox was the leader of the Atrians, and he also really believed in integration. So I expect a lot more from Roman. I expect him to follow in his father's footsteps. And I do rely on him, and I certainly want to make an ally out of him. But at the same time, I know that he doesn't trust me, and him having the secret is a dangerous thing for me. One, his mother Maya, honey, she could probably...
and after how she was with Emery, I'm thinking she might.
She might, and I would run.
Yeah. She was scary.
She is a tough cookie, that one.
Yeah.
Definitely in a couple episodes coming up, she's getting revenge with Roman. But as the episodes progress, we do see... Sorry, I'm going through puberty. She becomes a lot more friendlier on a little basis.
Because she would be a fantastic double agent. That's my theory.
Yeah, the thing with Teri is all she wants is love, and from her mom, from anybody in general. And as the show progresses, we'll see that she starts to stand up for herself and not try and fit in somewhere. She molds herself into a being where, hey, I'm a pretty strong woman, and I'm going to stand up for myself, and stuff might happen in the process of her doing that, but a lot more epicness is coming. It's going to be pretty epic. I've been saying a ship, like for a relationship with Teri.
Oh, yeah.
Between maybe a human, maybe another alien. There's definitely going to be a lot more of that. I'm assuming, I'm hoping. Maybe another headbutt. We'll see.
I think there will be. I definitely think there will be, because they've been talking about it so much, you kind of have to show. And also, you know, the Bayou, I've ever been to Louisiana, but marshland is really hard to find, and it's difficult to get to, and it's dangerous. So it would make sense that they would be there, and it would make sense that people wouldn't know that they were there. So it would be a really fun thing to explore, like what Elgita looks like and how they operate.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, I mean, it's much like the civil rights movement. I mean, if you were a black person and a white person got together and had a child, that was dangerous.
Right.
And in many cases, if the mother was white, the child went and lived with if the child was light enough, it went and lived with the mother's parents and with the mother's family, and it was raised not in the black community at all.
Right.
This is not different, you know. And where is her child going to be the safest? Because she's not sending him to the sector.
Right.
It's the only other place that he could go, because he's obviously Adrian.
Yeah.
He's obviously Adrian. So where else could she send him?